Suffixation as a word formation by Ekaterina Bathon. One of the most profound features of the English language is its vast vocabulary. Webster's dictionary, for instance, impressively includes around 470,000 words. Most of the English speakers take the riches of their language for granted. However, some might wonder how English ended up with so many words. Of course, some of them were borrowed from other languages, but most of new words in English were made by the manipulation through the means of combination, shortening, reduplication, and other word formation processes. According to the academic research, word formation started to take place on the very early stages of the language development. Morphologically, Old English employed two ways of word formation: derivation and word composition. The latter occurred when a new word was produced by combining two morphemes together. The first component of the compound noun could be a stem of a noun, adjective, or a verb, and the second component was a noun. For instance, Hereford, leader; Manseen, mankind; Stanbrick, Stonebridge; bookcraft, literature. The second method of word formation, derivation, was used to create new words with the help of prefixes and suffixes. Prefixation usually employs such bound morphemes as a, be, for, g, offer, on. For instance, foreign, travel; to foreign, disperse; for on, intercept; for on, die; g on, attack. But out of all word formation techniques, suffixation was by far the most productive means of word derivation in Old English. Most of the time, suffixes were applied to form nouns and adjectives, and seldom to form verbs. Among the nominal suffixes, there were some dead, unproductive suffixes, a, as in junta, and, as in fiend, and productive suffixes, which formed abstract noun, as, nis, on, in, ob, an, ob, pu, huntob, fiskab, iop, hunting, fishing, youth. In modern English, suffixation remains one of the most widespread word formation techniques. It occurs when a suffix attaches itself to the end of the base, forming a new word with a new meaning. A suffix is a bound morpheme, which means it cannot exist by itself. However, there is an exception to this rule, as such suffixes as like, wise, free, less can and do stand alone in a sentence. Suffixes can be classified phonologically into two groups: suffixes that change the pronunciation of the root when attached to it, feminine, feminize; mercury, mercurate; selective, selectivity; signify, signification; employ, employee; and neutral suffixes that don't change the pronunciation of the root. Suffixes less and ness are neutral suffixes. Propaganda, propagandless; adventurous, adventurousness; radiation, radiationless; articulate, articulateness; manager, managerless; open-minded, open-mindedness. Suffixes can be also classified etymologically according to their origin into native Germanic, ship, full, ness, and hood, and borrowed from Latin or Greek, sometimes through intermediate languages such as French, ephi, ate, it, and al. According to the lexicogrammatical character of the base of the affix is usually added to, suffixes can be nominal, verbal, and adjectival. Nominal suffixes are employed to derive abstract nouns from verbs, adjectives, and nouns. They are age, coverage, leakage, spillage, al, arrival, referral, renewal, ans, with its variants ens, ansi, absorbance, riddance, ce, efficiency, emergency, intimacy, effi, humidify, solidify. Adjectival suffixes are the suffixes that produce adjectives. They are able, marriageable, dupable, kitchenable, roadable, al, cultural, federal, institutional, modal, ed, empty-headed, big-headed, air-minded, fair-minded, esque, grotesque, picturesque, full, beautiful, insightful, purposeful, tactful, IC, electric, electrical, historic, historical, magic, magical, ing, changing, boring, ish, clearish, freeish, sharpish. Adverbial suffixes produce adverbs, and they include ly, shortly, hardly, and wise, lengthwise, crosswise. In literature, suffixation is used by authors to create a particular effect. For instance, while opening his narrative The Pit and the Pendulum, Edgar Allan Poe describes the scene in which his character was put to trial. To underline the importance of the situation, Poe creates with words with suffix ion, accentuation, revolution, association, exaggeration, and resolution. The Latinate suffix denotes events or results of the process. The heaviness of the suffix puts a special accent on the main character's actions and their consequences. Edgar Allan Poe was certainly not the only author who employed suffixation in order to create a gloomy atmosphere. In one of the crucial chapters of Gone with the Wind, Chapter 62, its author, Margaret Mitchell, emphasizes her heroine's fear and confusion by repeating the words with suffixes ness and less, speechless, noiseless, helpless, nameless, blindness, stillness, and dampness. These morphemes convey negative meaning and make readers feel the character's despair. They also contain the phoneme s, that sounds like hissing of the snake, that underlines how suffocating the character's situation is. The second section of chapter 62 describes the protagonist, Scarlett, seized by a panic attack. The heroine is running in no particular direction through mist and fog. Mitchell picks up the tempo, and her sentences become shorter, like her heroine's breath. As the story pace speeds up, present participles formed with the help of suffix ing take over this section. Soaking, clutching, sweeping, seeking, hammering, gasping, bursting, clenching, and struggling. The author makes the readers pronounce the nasal sound as if she wants the audience to strive and be uncomfortable just like Scarlett. Such situation, with words of motion, places readers in the chaos of Scarlett's hysteria and conveys her feelings of confusion and fear. The native speakers usually take their language for granted. However, English, with its rich vocabulary, is the great achievement of many generations. Once a student endeavors to explore the language structure and its history, one can get easily overwhelmed by the heaviness of the information presented on these topics. Studying a single element of language, like word formation or suffixation, can help aspiring linguists understand their field of study better and uncover the mysteries of the powerful and enigmatic English language.